Hey everybody, this is Will Mahoney, an environmental educator at Forfar Field Station. In today's episode, I'll be going over some of the common birds we have here on Andros Island and why they are an important, yet often overlooked, part of the natural world.
Birds are an incredibly diverse group of animals. There are close to 10,000 different species of birds worldwide, coming in all different sizes, shapes, and colors. They occupy a large variety of habitats, but can all be defined by having feathers, toothless beaked jaws, and laying hard-shelled eggs. The Bahamas is a wonderful place to observe birds. Because of its warm climate and close proximity to the United States and Canada, it makes an excellent place for birds to spend the colder months of the year and can also act as a rest stop for birds in the middle of long migrations. In fact, over half of all bird species found here in the Bahamas are migrants from the United States and Canada. Birds are very important to the Bahamas both ecologically and economically. Birds play vital roles in nutrient cycling and seed dispersal, as well as eating insects that are often categorized as pest species. Birds also bring in a large amount of money to the Bahamas every single year. 3% of all visitors to the country in 2014 went birdwatching, and birdwatching tourists on average spend between $300 and $400 per day. This translates to almost $40 million in expenditures in just a single year.
With over 330 species of birds that can be found in the Bahamas throughout the year, it can be tough to narrow them down. Today, we will be looking at just 5 species that we see almost every day here at Forfar Field Station, as well as going over what makes each of them unique.
The first bird we will be looking at today is the yellow-crowned night heron. These herons are stockier and less slender than other heron and egret species found in the area. The adults have ruffled gray plumage on their bodies and black heads accented with their distinct yellow crown and yellow patches below and behind their eyes. Juvenile and immature birds tend to have mottled brown feathers covering most of their bodies and do not develop their adult plumage until after their second year. They can be found looking for crabs and other crustaceans along the water's edge and on tidal flats at all hours of the day and night. Their feeding habits are more dictated by the tidal cycle than anything else. These herons show up a few times in the fossil record, even as early as 2.5 million years ago. Here at Forfar Field Station, we have a few yellow-crowned night herons that like to hang out by the beach out front and behind the lodge, especially at night. Our second bird species today is the banana quit. These funny little birds are common throughout the American tropics and the West Indies, and here in the Bahamas we actually have our own subspecies, the Bahama banana quit. Throughout their range, their coloration can vary a little bit, but here on Andros and in most of their range, the banana quit is easy to pick out with its yellow breast, white throat, dark back and head, and a distinctive white eyebrow. Juvenile and immature birds have similar coloration to the adults, just slightly duller. Banana quits use their long, decurved bills to probe flowers for nectar and the insects that are attracted to the nectar. They are common backyard birds in the Caribbean and will even visit feeders from time to time. Spotting these guys is easy here at Forfar. If you can find big, bright hibiscus flowers, there's bound to be a banana quit or two hanging out somewhere nearby. The next species of bird in today's video is the osprey. Ospreys are large, brown and white birds of prey that can be found on every continent except Antarctica. When hunting, ospreys will often hover over the water for a short time before quickly diving feet first into the water to grab their prey with their long, sharp talons. Ospreys have specialized feet to help them catch and hold on to slippery fish. One of their outer toes is reversible, which allows them to grasp fish with 2 toes in front and 2 toes behind. They also have barbed pads on their feet that makes holding onto fish even easier. The vast majority of their diet is made up of fish. When fish are not available, ospreys can and will hunt things like small mammals and reptiles, but this is only out of necessity. Because these birds are so specialized, they occupy their own taxonomic family and genus. There is currently a pair of ospreys nesting on the cell phone tower down the road from Forfar, and each day they fly right over the station on their way to and from hunting. The turkey vulture is another large, distinct bird of prey. However, it looks quite different than the osprey. It has dark brown feathers covering all of its body besides its bare pink legs and its featherless pink head. During flight, this large scavenger constantly rocks back and forth as it rides air currents looking down below for carrion to feed on. Surprisingly, their sense of smell and not their eyesight is often what leads them to their next meal first. The lack of feathers on their heads means that the turkey vulture can stick its entire head inside of a carcass while feeding and stay relatively clean, as parts of the carcass stick better to feathers than bare skin. Turkey vultures are also famous for defecating on their legs in hot weather and climates in order to cool themselves down. Thankfully, they have very strong immune systems. These large birds can be seen sunning themselves in the taller trees on station early in the morning and soaring overhead during the rest of the day. The final species of bird we will be looking at today is the Bahama Oriole. This bird used to be found on both Andros and the Abaco Islands, but due to storms, habitat loss, and a variety of other factors, they are no longer found on the Abacos. The only place in the world they can be found is right here on Andros, and they are listed as critically endangered. There are thought to be around 300 or fewer individuals left on the island, and conservation groups are hard at work trying to save this species. They have striking black and bright yellow coloration, setting them apart from any other bird species found in the region, even other oriole species. They build their basket-like nests by weaving long grasses, vines, and other strands of plant material onto the underside of palm fronds. Here at Forfar, we have a nesting pair that has returned 2 years in a row now to raise their young. This year, their nest is located in the palm tree right in front of cabin 1.
Birds are an exciting and diverse group of animals that can be enjoyed by all ages in many different locations. If you are interested in learning more about the birds of the Bahamas, or just birds in general, we have links on our website that can help get you started. We also have information on eBird, the world's largest biodiversity-related citizen science project. If you are interested in bird watching, we have links that can help you get started with that as well. I hope today's episode was informative, and as always, be sure to reach out to us via our website, email, or social media with any questions and comments. Thank you from International Field Studies.